right, it's been a beautiful day, and once again we're back. This is Live News GH right here in the studios, and today I have one amazing personality that I'm going to talk about with. I'm going to discuss and have some conversation with him. Actually, this person happens to be a media personality and a youth ambassador for Leone, and per what I know, the checks I've been able to have, he's been in the space for like 15 years and probably more. And such a person, if you have him here, then you have to squeeze him a little bit to get some one or two things from him. So we have him here at LivenewsGh studios, and I'm going to have some few discussions with him and get to know him better and actually get what he's doing, the bit and other things that he's putting across for his country. And I'm talking to Mohamed Basiru Sanusi, right?
Yeah,
I got it right.
Perfectly.
Oh.
You got it 110%.
All right, you're welcome to Ghana and LivenewsGh studios.
Thank you so much, and it's an honor being here. And thanks to everyone that has been supporting the Africa we want from different dimension. And I met you guys. I never regretted it. And looking forward for more networking and more connections. So I'm happy to be here, and it's a pleasure always.
Is it your first time in Ghana, or you've been in Ghana before?
6 times. Huh? This is my 6th time.
Whoa. You're more Ghanaian.
Yeah, I've been here on several occasions for AFRIMA, All Africa Music Awards.
Yeah.
I was here for Youth Connect. And I was also here for an entrepreneurship summit by Omotaya, the younger brother of the organizer for the Pan-Africa. And I've came here on 2 other occasions plus this, so it's 6 in total.
Wow. We accept you, you know.
Yes, I'm one of yours now.
Yeah, of course. Okay, so we want to look at something few from your upbringing, your background, life from Leone. How was it like? How was family life like? Okay,
so in Sierra Leone, religious tolerance is our biggest stronghold. I have family members that are Christians. I have family members that are Muslims. And I came from a Afrobeat community. Our trace can be recorded from Abeokuta in Nigeria, and some parts of Banjul, Bakau. So those are the early settlers in my community. Went to primary school far off from the community called St. Edward's Primary. I also went to Albert Academy, and we have produced some amazing people in the past, and we are still producing. And I also went to Jala University, University in Freetown and some parts in the provinces, and you can say Mokunde. And I had the opportunity to have media experience with the BBC Media Action, the value of airtime calls, the BBC World Service, YFM. YFM is a business reporting firm based in Nigeria. I had an opportunity to train with them in Liberia. In 2018, I was opportune through the Chinese government to have a training for developing countries that are doing broadcasting. So I got all those opportunities as well. Internationally, London School of Journalism and Yali Network. You know, when Obama initiated Yali, we were the first cohort and other people that study online. I've never got the opportunity to go to America on the Yali, but online I've gained a lot of attention. So that's life has been, you know. So that's a request from Seller for one of the radio stations back then in 2006. So probably I've done a 17 years span in terms of in the media.
Wow.
It has been very challenging.
Well, he's a boss anyway, you know. Be in that space for that years. We just have to like tap some one or two things from him. So the growth in the media space, how has it been like for you as you started all this and then into the media and all that? How has the growth been? I
always know I wanted money. And I need money. I can tell people all the time, I need money to upkeep, I need money to keep. No. And when I talk to motivational speakers, I even tell them, thanks for the motivation, but I need funding to grow. We have heard about, they'll tell you, okay, LivenewsGh, you're doing well, you're doing that. But if you're not pouring the money, you're not giving them funding and other things, how do you want the business to grow? You know, look, all this edifies facility, electricity, internet, transportation, even your outfit and all. It takes money. So I've been telling those people along the line. But I must say, modesty have helped me greatly. I can tell you that for free, my brother. Just stay humble. There are times you see me in a small zone in Sierra Leone, you ask, is that Dot Bash? Is that Dot Sanusi? What is he doing here? The people I grew up with, I still sit and chat with them. I still hang out with them. They are my friends. We eat and drink together. That's why I was telling Zola the other day, people that Obi Kubana supported, they are grown up now. Yeah. So that's it. You support your circle. You stay around them. I think that modesty have helped me. Okay. And if you call my name in the media landscape in Sierra Leone, no one will tell you, Bash have done this to me. I've been hurt by him. This is what it took my money away. If this is my share, you give me my share. That's it. If it's not mine, I will not take it. That's that been. And over the years, I have been very, very professional. I have been very, very supportive. And I support every sector in the media landscape in Sierra Leone. From politicians to business people, to the creative arts industry, to footballers, even to the grassroots. I connect with them. So that's how it has been. Improve your craft and stay humble. That's it. That's the way to go.
There's a few things that I got to know that you pushing yourself into, aside the media stuff, politics and all that. Is this one reason you want to probably get the youth over there to get to a certain level you feel that the politicians might not have in mind? Or is it that you still want to blend the media space and everything with the politics that you want to do? Okay,
so let's use the studio we're sitting here and the table as a scenario. You and I are the only ones sitting here on this table. The rest of the crew are behind the camera. So anything we decide here, we decide their fate. So let's say if we bring one more person to this chair, right? So we have had it to the table. That's the logic. And in Sierra Leone, it's a norm that most of the politicians have to come from abroad. When elections are over, you see most of the appointments will come from the UK, from the US. It's good. They are Sierra Leoneans. But it's a norm. And it's also a norm that coming to politics, you should be very rich. It's a business thing now. You know, I know it happens other parts in Africa, but for my own context, it's common. And a lot of Sierra Leoneans don't know the age limits for a local position. For the presidency, you have to be over 40 years. But for the locals, like the mayor, council members of parliament, you should be 21 years. And you should read and write English. No bad track records, other things. Most Sierra Leoneans don't even know that. They all think you should be over 40 years, you should be from the States or from the UK, you should have money. I want to change the narrative and tell them that you are not too young to run, you are not too young to lead. That's the narration. And bring your own chair to the table so we can sit and discuss the issue. My brother, no matter how you say things about the Ghana government and all, they will just listen you a few days and it's off the media. But if you are part of decision making, you say more and you do more. That's the logic. We have said a lot of things behind the scene, online, in front of them. What happens at the end of the day? Sometimes you even got locked up. Sometimes you even have death threats. But if you're part of the decision making, you help change things. That's how I want young people not only to say things, let's come forward. Let's change the narrative. I know most of our parents don't like it. Our friends will tell you it's risky. You turn them. You know, you'll be like those politicians. You just come and embezzle, enrich yourselves and your family. You'll stay here. Your family will stay abroad for education and all. If they're sick, they went abroad for medical. How about we started talking about policies that all government officials, people that are receiving funds from the consolidated fund, should do medical in the country they have? What about taking their kids, their family members, to the government public schools? Imagine if we start with those two policies, the rest will become an history. The creative art industry is doing extremely well in other countries. But check your country, check other places. It's doomed. So let's see how best we can change that narrative. How many stars from Sierra Leone do you know? That's why every time I have to put on a Sierra Leone earlier. It's difficult for us to cross border. And there's a regional integration. There's this ECOWAS, this African Union. How much is happening? But the stars, it's difficult for them. But for the politicians, it's easy. How many times have you saw a photo of your president and my president? Several times. How many times have you seen a photo of Stonebwoy and other people from my country? No. How many times have you seen a photo of yourself and other people from my country? No. It's weird. So let's see how best we can network in regional integration. If our leaders are going for the African Summit, let them bring some creative art industry people along. Let them bring some youth leaders along. So while they are having the African Union, the ECOWAS meeting, we'll be having our own chat. That's what we integrate. But it has been them taking the photos. If they have to go to America for a summit, the Africa-US summit, they will be all major of the, even if you don't 54, you still have 40 of them with good per diems and other things. Why can't we have the young leaders along in the delegation? so we can network with ourselves. So these are some of the ideas that the narrative I want to change. It's difficult, I can tell you, because they have the power, they have the might, but we can get there along the way.
I also heard you've stepped down. I don't know if it's true. But if really it's true, why? Because you have these beautiful ideas you can, implement. And then if it is not true, then what should the people or the youth over there look out for?
It's true that I stepped down from the mayoral race, which I'm very sorry. I took an interview in the cell before coming here. It's all over the news. We reached out to over 5,000 people one-on-one with my flyer. And I also want to change the narrative. You can see someone want to contest for a public office space, and even the photo shoot is not proper. Not even proper graphics. You guys are here doing amazing work. How much does it pay to call you? LivenewsGh, come and do me a quality photo shoot. Give me a quality flyer. So when my flyer was released, it changed the entire game. My friend, when my flyer is out, you think it's from abroad. All fresh and browsing, even the outfit, color correction, the one I wear, the kaftan, everything in that flyer is similar to the graphics. The other one I wear, the suit, you can see the similar thing, everything is direct into the graphics. So I had to change the narrative and all. And even the message. There are flyers out there with so much wordings. It was simple. Ambassador Bash for mayor. The next mayor that you party, that means the next mayor is your friend. You have connected easily. It took the internet. I went to over 20 events, the MCs know me, everybody. As soon as I arrived, they say, the next mayor is here. The next mayor is your friend. Till date, even when I've stepped down, it's part of the thing. One of the reasons I stepped down, there's a clause in our local IMC, the Independent Media Commission. Very soon, I will own a media house. Right? It will start with a radio station and a TV. The equipment are all in Sierra Leone. We're on a registration process. And there's a clause that says, if I move one more step in that political ambition, everything will go in vain. It's something that I've worked for 17 years. And my partner is not a media guru. My partner is a businessman based in the United States of America. So you see? And I've been the one doing all the registration in Sierra Leone. My brother, we have invested a lot. I don't want to mention the amount for security reasons and all. We have invested a lot. And the TV is coming. So that's why. And secondly, the dynamics for this year's politics in Sierra Leone is challenging. We'll be having elections in June. The dynamics is different from what used to happen. And 5 years from now, I'll catch 40. So I think I still have more time. I apologize to my fellow young people that started supporting me. But the good thing I did, I never took a dime from anyone. Since I declared that I want to run for the mayor of Freetown City. That's the beauty. Other people should have done it. They should have received the funds. My friends here in Ghana should have supported me. My friends in Ghana, my friends in Nigeria, Cameroon. I have network with over 20 countries in Africa, people that I've met one-on-one, through the MC, through event host, the media thing, online interviews. I've done over 200 online interviews, start in and out from Sierra Leone with my online show. 1 year ago when I was on air. So thinking about there's an election coming, there are businesses, I'll be going back on air soonest. So that's why I stepped down. But if I was not stepping down, the ideas I shared to you are still intact. We still have them on paper. We still have them on my cloud. So for any time I'm back, I'll tell you that I'm back. And maybe not in the not distant future, you have a male friend. And I'll tell you this guy not to Freetown.
That's why I'm so a bit disappointed because having you here, it's something that I feel that also adds to me as a young person coming up to my CV to talk to you. And then, in just some few months, I'll hear that, you're a mayor. I come to Sierra Leone and I'm like, I have...
you have a mayoral friend.
And it happens this way. But is it because that media is one thing that you feel is a central part of whatever you want to do in Sierra Leone? And so you have to give up the politics, actual politics, to come back to your first love, which is the media, to make sure that you bridge that boundary. Yeah,
you're perfectly right. So over this next 5 years, I'll have a media on my own. That's part of the multimedia company. I have a multimedia company called iAfrica SL. We're mostly into what you guys are doing. Then the radio will be the mainstream. And very soon we have also acquired a land with my partner in the US for the television. So we'll come heavy. So over the 5 years, I'll still be a a potential voice. I'll still be that neutral guy and advocating, urging young people to take the lead. Urging young people that you're not too young to run, you're not too young to lead, and you're a partner in development. I've got tired and sick of the people using the word, we are future leaders. We are partners in development. Future leaders are for the kids. We are partners in development. We are over 18. We have a right senses. We know right from the wrong. We know when we are hungry. We know when we are barely full. So let's start seeing that as a partner. Let's start urging our time. Let's ask a question. The difficult thing in African politics, you have a friend, you grew up together, ate and drink together, supported his or her vision, and when they have the power, they shut itself from you totally. Even stop picking your calls. It's a norm. Not all in Sierra Leone. Most of African places that have been, it's a norm. Because the rich want to connect to the rich, and the class connect to the class. So what happens to the middle class or the average people? And the one that brought you up, they are the grassroots. They have the energy. It will shock you that most politicians and their family members don't even vote. They don't even come out for rallies. They're not around. They only come when the appointment is there. And you see them doing the parliamentary session or doing the congratulation messages. Congratulations, sir, congratulations, ma. You have been appointed at this or you won as the MP of this. Where are the voters? And no matter how slow you can eat a food, one bag of rice will not last for 5 years. So that's the catch. Let's move and change the narrative. We'll do it. We'll come back. Let's maintain the media space for now. Raise more awareness. Do more activism. Host more events in and out of Sierra Leone. Network. And we'll take it from there. It will happen along the way.
Okay, so you mentioned some of the artists and all that. I saw you mention Stonebwoy and other people like that. Now, back to your place, is there something that you feel, apart from the radio you're doing and everything, musicians, movies and all that, you can connect with them and make sure that it also moves higher? Because I believe that if it is about what you've set out to do, you can do it best. And you have everything to do it to succeed. But when it gets to the music aspect of it and then the movie aspect of it, what is the contribution from your side to be able to lift them? As you said, definitely you can bridge with this Ghana, Sierra Leone, to get these movie people and musicians getting together to also pick whatever they have up.
I have 3 things that I've coined over the years, done in several interviews in the creative arts industry. It might be music, film, or sometimes I even had football in the creative arts industry because we are connected. And you see, most musicians are footballer friends, and most footballers, when they celebrate or when they dance, we're in the buses, they dance to music. And when they are lonely, they watch movies. So it's an intercontinental thing. It's connected. It's false intertwined. So listen, let them continue to improve on their crafts. And donor partners, development partners, the government should prepare the NLO environment and create the funding. And finally, they should be grateful. Over 80% of the creative arts people in the world are not grateful. Most times you have arguments about being ungrateful. Yourself here, if you name 10 stars you grew up with or you knew, it might be only 2 or 1 that is keeping the communication. You're not asking them for food. You're not asking them for water. You just want to stay connected. Maybe someone wants to reach you and they can pass through you and to happen on your own volition, on your own morale. I was the one that called Bash in Sierra Leone for this thing to happen. They can never even pick your calls. They don't even respond to your messages. They act as if they are busy than everyone else. But they have time for their colleagues or their other class. They have time to reply on DMs of the people that they like. So let's work to that grassroots way. Work on improving the craft. Let's all improve on our own sector. If you improve every day. Enable the environment of the government. Funding. I keep on saying this. No matter how we motivate to say things, funding should be there. Funding. In Nigeria, another place, they will tell you there are big chiefs, there are big ogas behind the scene. There are jagabans behind the scene that will support. You always see the star or the creative, but there are people behind the scene that support. It's business. YMCMB. When Young Money Brothers broke out, you saw what happened. Cash Money Records gave back to so many other things. We're the best. DJ Khaled is still enjoying that food. So that's the trend. There are people who should support the business aspect of it. Because the creative arts industry has to be a business. You should have a brand. Why are we not branding for the water company here? The tag was taken off. Why? because we don't want to give them free promotion. If they are watching, what should they do? They should contact, oh, how can I place my water on this popular show? That's creativity, that's branding, that's funding. That's the way to go. Let's support each other. That's it. If we got it that way, those 4 points, we'll get there. Not only for Sierra Leone, but it will work for Africa, it will work for the world. That's my point.
Okay, so Ghana, let me back to my country here. I believe you follow our creative space and some of the musicians possibly. Can you mention some of the, apart from Stonebwoy?
Apart from Stonebwoy, I've worked with so many others.
Oh, okay.
I've worked with DJ Black. Oh. Yes, I've also interviewed him online. I work with Camido. Okay. In 2020, when Camido released Medicine, George Brighton connected me with him. Okay. And of course, Zola. And I've also worked with ABD Traore, WhatsApp TV, and Keche. Oh. Yes, I also work with Keche. And
I said you're supposed to be in Ghana.
Yes, so many. I've worked with most of the stars here, and it has been a fruitful relationship so far, and I do enjoy it. Okay. And since I came, I messaged most of them. I've met one or two. Some were not able to meet, the busy schedule. Okay. Some went to the region, and I understand their privacy, and I understand exactly what it means to put food on the table. I understand to maintain status. When you're here, it's difficult. There are things now all of you in this room will not do again. Mister, if you used to eat outside the street, it's difficult now. You have to bring the food in the studios here and eat. You cannot eat normally again. It's a trend. It's a norm. That's how it has happened from the days of Tupac Amaru Shakur. There's a trend. There's levels. Not that you want to be boastful, you want to feel big, but it's normal. Because there are paparazzi all over. Okay. And you cannot defend that on the internet. Seeing a top presenter like you having around the street food. You can buy and move because it tastes better. Sometimes you don't even want to go to the restaurant because most times the street food tastes better. That's a norm. But it's difficult for you. That's status life. The more you grow, the more heights you go, the more levels. So you see, so I can understand why most of them were not able to connect with me, but yet still they are friends and we'll continue to keep on the relationship. I love working with them, and I'll continue working with them.
Now, we have issues that we are dealing with in our creative space here in Ghana. Policies. That is the most important thing. Musicians are complaining, actors are complaining, even media personalities are complaining because the policies are not there. Okay. We have issues here when people contribute a lot, and then when they get to a point that they can't work anymore, it's difficult for them. They can't even survive. They have to beg. And these are people we've appreciated over the years. Is it the same thing with Sierra Leone? Also, is it the policy issues? Because I think our politicians don't even care or do not even see the reason to invest. They think the creative is a joke, so they don't even invest in that. Okay. You were talking about why they should be able to put money into it and all that. Is that the problem that we are facing that is really bringing down our creative space to this point?
I think it's a regional problem. But let me give you a tip today that you always live in your life with. We share the same public space and public empathy and public connections with the politicians. Okay. Yeah, so they will never give us 100% support. If a member of parliament is walking around the streets and you're an online personality, you share the same greetings. They will greet you. Hello, my brother from Live News Ghana. And if he's passing, they will say, Mr. Ado from so-so party, how are you? You share the same space, you share the same popularity. If you post online, you have the same trend, the same connection. So we are a fear factor. But most creative people don't know that. We are fear factor to the politicians. Okay. And guess what? They go out of office and we always stay in office. I've been in the media for 17 years. And there have been 3 different presidents over the years. And I've met all 3 of those presidents. The one is late. I've met the former and the present president. I've met him through my creative space. All the politicians around him, the past one, I've met them. So we share the same space. So it's difficult for them to support us. But guess what? They don't deserve to do us a favor because it's enshrined in Article 22 in the African Unity Charter of 2006, which your country is a signatory state to. Sierra Leone is part of, in 2006 in Banjul, the Gambia. And I was fortunate to be part of the 10 years anniversary in 2016. And I met with Paul Ikunga and a couple of other people. They said every member state should support the creative arts sector and leisure. So in our own constitution, in Sierra Leone constitution, I want you to check your Ghana constitution. You might have it there. But in our own, it said, in Fundamental Principle of State Policy, Article 6, the government should support music, art, and other things, cultural affairs. They are not doing us a favor. Fellow creative people out there, stop thinking that politicians are doing us a favor. Check your books. It's there. If it's not on your local constitution, it's on the African New Charter, which your government is titled to. So let's go back to the books. Let's go back to the books and check that they are not doing us a favor. Sierra Leone, that's not even a policy. They are working for some now. There's an office, which is very good. There's an office that has to do everyone entertainment and investment. Someone appointed by the president, but there's not a policy. So we still have the same issue of a policy. And the government in and out are not doing us a favor. It's our right. It's enshrined in our own constitution, and it's part of the African New Charter of 2006. So that's the point. Let's go back to the books and popularize it. That's the only time we can come together to ask for what is right. Because at the end of the day, if I leave the media space, if you leave, you need to have your royalties. You need to have something that you can boast of. There are people who cannot even afford rent, who cannot even afford proper clothing. So they will not be out on the street. There are some people, you just see them on one event for the rest of the year. Not that they want to attend, but they are not connecting them. And they don't even have the suit up. Some now don't even want to take Uber or the commercial type vehicle again to go. They want to drive their own cars. They don't have it. And you have to live within your means. If you live within your means, that means the police will be your friend, always. Because you have to... you will keep loaning everywhere.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, so now music, a little bit of music again. Afrobeat is taking over the world. Is there any Sierra Leone artist, maybe within that same genre, making waves that, okay, with this we can compare, if not for anything, few people here, Nigeria and all that, see how it is going?
There are many artists in Sierra Leone who has rose to prominence. A lot of them have made names for themselves. But till dates of now, I tell you for free, Sarkodie and there is a leak, Jewel and a couple of other people, I-Tribe and all, have been living up to that point. Sarkodie was here, and Sarkodie got a collaboration with Stonebwoy in a song titled Leader. And Stonebwoy was invited in Sierra Leone and he performed at our national stadium. This leak was in UK of late. He met with Camido, and he has a song with Idris Elba. And you know the connection between Idris Elba and Ghana and Sierra Leone. Idris' mom is from Ghana, Eve, and his dad is from Sierra Leone. So of late, over the month when he went to Tanzania and all, he was here in Ghana, he went to Sierra Leone. So he has a song with Leak, and the song is doing extremely well. And Leak, as of now, for the male artists, is our biggest export. So we're looking for, there are more artists that I want to mention. But for now, it's trend. Music is trend. It's time. And sometimes it has to do with consistency. But talking about consistency, Sarkodie will be a name that I'll always say. Because even when she was in Ghana, she moved around. Zola helped her out. You know, many things are happening. So those are biggest exports. There are more names people will watch out for, but check out those names and you know that I never regretted Bash mentioning those names. There are a couple of other artists. You know, there's a A-Star, the Emerson, the Rose, a couple of other people. They are doing extremely well. But Sarkodie and Leak are our biggest exports for now.
You had some awards, just some few days, and I believe that there are a couple of them too that you've had. Specifically, let's talk about what you had just these few days. The African We Want. Is this African? Okay, someone said something over
What about the Africa we don't want?
Good.
This current Africa, we don't want it. How can we have the current Africa, the older folks are the ones still controlling our affairs? If you ask for the youth leader, someone with 45 will come out. I'm the youth leader for this community. Give me what belongs to the youth. A leader should be around 35 and downwards now. How can you be a leader at 70? You're an old youth leader.
So you had an award.
Yeah.
Yeah. How does it feel? I know it's not the first, and it wouldn't be the last.
Yeah, I know.
But how does it feel to be part of this?
It's nice. Locally, there's only one award that I've not won in Sierra Leone. That's the award.
Okay.
I've not won because I think they stopped doing it. I've told the organizers that they need to come back.
Yeah, you have to get your...
Because I need to add it. But I've won most of the awards in Sierra Leone. Only a personality. Yeah. Okay. I've won something out of other places. But this one of Pan-African leadership is big, it's huge. I was named amongst the 100 most influential young leaders in Africa. Yeah. It comes with some work, you know. You have to send your resume, what I do, my story as a request from seller. You know, those days there was no way of texting. So you write in the paper and you drop it at the radio station. In the evening, the announcer will announce. So what I will do, I'll go around the neighborhood and say, in the evening, they will announce your name. So listen to your radio. There was no form of recording. So I have to go to the person's house and tune the radio. And there's no form of call. So if they announce the person, so say, thank you, Bash. Here is this. Thank you. So,
all right.
It's many to come. I look forward to this. Many thanks to Pan-African Leadership Foundation. Many thanks to you guys. I must confess this. LivenewsGh Ghana will go to more heights. I saw the way you appeared. You know, you remember those 1990s, early 2000s Indian movies. When the actor would just appear from nowhere. So that's the way you guys appeared, and you were well dressed. Because sometimes people don't understand that even if you have all the gadgets and all, if you're not uniform, if you're not unique, it's difficult to connect to people. And there are times when you guys were taking the still photos, you need to be part of it because it's inclusion. If you are not well dressed, you will not be part of those photos. It has been in the past. That's how people have run the media. They have run the media like rags. And it's different. You're a media personality, even if you are behind the cameras and all. And that has been the challenge over the years. People behind the scene have met a lot of people front the scene. And people front the scene have directed people behind the scene. I know you feel the jargon. So you say, but it was nice and that you guys covered the whole event. I know it's networking. Probably we might not have the money to share amongst ourselves. I might not have the money to give you now. But let's share our network. Our network is our network. I have enjoyed it. I have moved far and wide on the world. My brother, I will tell you, maybe I've bought my ticket for myself 2 or 3 times. Most of the tickets have been bought by good people. People that know exactly what you're doing. That's why you maintain your integrity. And if you're hungry, don't beg for food easily. Don't ask for water easily, because the person you're asking for food or water, you might need that person something major. And if you ask your support pillar for basic things that you are able to afford, they will not support you. Even if you want rent, you want something else, don't ask your support pillar for those things. Use a way. Use an idea. Tell the support pillar that I want to do this. And if you have the fund, you can invest that fund and all. But always save for the raining day. That has brought me this far. I told Zola the other day that my family is relocating to another home before coming here. Going back to Sierra Leone, I'm moving to another point. Because you save for the raining day. There are times when it's difficult in the sector. The rains are coming. There are times when things happen on this other hand. There are times when you have family commitment. You know, our family sees us as rich people. Have you noticed that? Sometimes when they call, they will not even ask you if you have. Hello? Can you send money for this, this, and this? They don't even know if you have. Because we have created that space. We are moving our status in that level, and we have to maintain. That's a catch. We have to work towards that.
Great. Some deep, you know, words from Mr. Bash. Is there any regret, like whatever you've done so far? Do you have any regret that this, no, I shouldn't have?
No. The only thing I have to add is to become a lawyer. I don't know if even in 50, I know at 55, 60 people still move with education. I still have time. 5 years from now, I'll be 40 by God's grace. I still want to become a lawyer. There are things in my heart that I really want to be a lawyer for. I would like to give more of pro bonos. Yes, I've been faced with challenges that even my lawyer friends will charge me, and they don't take my business serious. But I see how they support all the clients I give them because they pay more than me.
Okay.
And there are people in correctional centers who are not supposed to be there. There are people with offenses that you can pay for. You know, those commercial guys, those guys on the street. There are simple fines as $50, $100 that they can't afford to pay. I want to be a lawyer in the not distant future. Wow. Yeah, that's a dream. It's not a regret, but I know it's happened. People know me. They know when I say I'll go for it. I know by God's grace, one time when we meet, they tell you, oh, barrister or lawyer, Bash, welcome to the show. That's a dream. That's a dream. Before was the military, the soldier, but now I'm afraid to go to war. Oh. But the lawyer can work. Because I want to give more free services. I know I will charge for conveyance and other things. I'll charge money and fees. I want to make money. I don't joke with money. You know, I don't joke with money. I want, but I'm not that guy that's extremely hungry. No. But that's it. I want to be a lawyer. It's not a regret, but it happened by God's grace, God willing. I'll work towards it. Wow.
It will be a very interesting time to come to Sierra Leone, see you as a lawyer, as you say. And also, like, we know one day probably the connection is